Special counsel Jack Smith is telling Republicans, game on. In a letter just released from his attorneys to Congressman Jim Jordan and Senator Chuck Grassley, the chairs of the House and Senate Judiciary Committee, Jack Smith is offering to testify, but he wants to do so in a public hearing about the investigations he conducted. Jack Smith's attorneys writing this, quote, given the many mischaracterizations of Mr. Smith's investigation into President Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents and his role in attempting to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
Okay, so here's something that just happened in federal court, and it's absolutely devastating for Donald Trump. Like, this might be the most damaging testimony we have seen any of these legal cases. Picture this: Jack Smith's prosecution team walks into court with what they are calling a secret witness. Nobody on Trump's legal team knew this person was coming. Nobody knew what they were going to say. And then this witness, a former West Wing director of operations, who was literally in the room for critical conversation, starts testifying, and what comes out is absolutely brutal. Direct quotes from Trump about fighting regardless of whether he won or lost. Detailed account of being told the fraud claims were crazy and illegal, but pushing forward anyway. Documentary evidence tying him personally to the fake electoral shape. In the courtroom, complete chaos erupts. Trump lawyers are scrambling, prosecutors lying out evidence that directly contradicts everything Trump has claimed for years. It's an absolute disaster for his defense. All right, let's get back to the video.
Mr. Smith respectfully requests the opportunity to testify in open hearings before the House and Senate Judiciary Committees. Jack Smith's team added just one caveat, quote, he's prepared to answer questions about the special counsel's investigation and prosecution, but he requires assurance from the Department of Justice that he will not be punished for doing so. Jack Smith is making this offer to testify in full view publicly because and after Republicans have alleged for weeks now that Jack Smith's team unlawfully tapped the phone records of members of Congress who may have had a role in Trump's effort to overturn his 2020 election defeat.
Okay, this all went down in October 2024, and the details that came out are insane. The witness, who worked as the director of operations in the West Wing, testified that Trump privately said something along the lines of, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, if you fight like hell. And that's massive because Trump's entire defense has been that genuinely believed he won the elections, that he was acting in sincere concern about fraud, that everything he did was based on good faith, believed that something was wrong. But this witness is saying, no, Trump knew the outcome don't matter. He was going to fight regardless. He was going to claim victory no matter what the actual result showed. That's not a good faith dispute about election integrity. That's permitted plan to overturn legitimate election result. And honestly, can you believe this? This is where we are right now. A federal witness who worked directly in the White House is testifying under oath that Trump planned to reject the election result before they even came in, that he was told repeatedly by trusted advisor that his fraud claims, that he knew the fake electoral plan was being called crazy and illegal by his own team, but he pushed forward anyway. And this witness has receipts, phone logos, meeting notes, text messages, documentary evidence backing up everything they were saying. This is not a hearsay. This is second-hand information. This is someone who was actually there, who saw and heard everything firsthand. Now cooperating with federal prosecutors. Now here's why this matters? Because this is not just about one witness or one piece of testimony. This is about Jack Smith systematically destroying Trump's entire defense strategy. Trump's lawyers have argued that everything he did after 2020 election was promoted presidential conduct, that he was acting in his official capacity, that presidential immunity shields him from prosecution. But Smith is using this witness to show that Trump was not acting as president, fulfilling constitutional duties. He was acting as a candidate running a political operations to overturn an election. And he lost. And there is a huge legal difference between those two things. Official presidential act might get immunity protection, private political shaming doesn't, and the additional evidence Smith presented make this evil worse for Trump. FBI analysis showing that Trump was on his phone throughout the January 6th riot, that he was posting public messages. The three separate White House witnesses confirmed his TV was tuned to news coverage of the violence and he was commenting on it in real time. And Smith is arguing that all of this proves Trump was not performing presidential duties that day. He was watching his political plan unfold. He was engaging with it as a political actors, not as the president trying to restore order. And if the court accepts that argument, Trump's immunity defense collapses completely. But the courtroom reaction, yes, that tells you everything about how significant this moment was. According to report from people who were there, Trump's legal team was blindsided. They did not accept this witness. They did not know about the specific documentary evidence Smith was going to present. And when it all came out, when this insider started detailing Trump's private statements and intention, the defense table went into panic mode. Lawyers handling emergency objections, disparate attempts to undermine the witness credibility because they realized in the moment that their entire case strategy might have just been destroyed by someone who was in the room when critical decisions were made. Now, come on, think about the implications of this for a second. If Jack Smith can prove that Trump knew he lost, that he was told his fraud claims were baseless, that he was warned the fake electoral plans was illegal and he proceeded anyway, then this is not the case about President exercising his constitutional authority. This is a case about criminal conspiracy to overturn a democratic election. And that's the kind of these things that sends people to prison, not fines, not political consequences, actual prison time. And right now, Smith is building exactly the case with consider insider witness and documentary evidence that extremely difficult to silence. And maybe, just maybe, this is not the moment when Trump's legal situation becomes truly dark. Maybe this is when even his most loyal supporters that realize that the evidence against him is overwhelming. Because it's one thing to dismiss accusations from political opponents or media reports based on anonymous sources. It's another thing entirely when someone who worked in your own White House is testifying under oath with a document to back up their claims. When FBI analysis confirms that what they were saying, when meeting logs and phone records collaborated every detail. That's not a witch hunt. That's a serious federal prosecution with real evidence. So, yeah, this is where we are. This is the state of Trump's legal battles in late 2024. A secret witness from inside the White House testifying against him, documentary or evidence tying him to a conspiracy to overturn the election. Prosecution arguing that none of his actions were protected official conduct in a courtroom in chaos as Trump's defense strategy falls apart in real time. And trust me, story goes away deeper than one day of testimony. Why? Way deeper because what Jack Smith revealed in that courtroom is just a preview of witness. What's coming of trial?